like and subscribe.
There we go. Yo, you gonna behave? You little shit? Alright. Part 2 of the Seitei War. Feel like I'm a bit late? Not sure why, because this is usually the time that I stream, but somehow it feels like I'm late. But yeah, it is what it is. We are here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's see. I was gonna do something, but I forgot what I wanted to do. Strange. Let's see. All right. All right. Let me get rid of that. So yeah, we here. We alive. We here for Kagurabachi. Okay, looking right now, the new overlay. It's lacking something. The black background is an issue, and I need to do something about it. Not sure what. Still need to do something about it. A better background. Not sure what kind of background I would choose. Or which background would match with this layout. But yeah, that's not what we're here for. We're here for Kagurabachi chapter 115, part 2 of the Seitei War. Oh, and let me just switch to more relaxing music. Alright. Okay, I think we're ready to go. We are ready to go. Alright. So, chapter 115, and it's called Swordsmith. So we start with the guy who looks like he's been who has a severe case of what's the word for lack of sleep? Somehow forgot the word for it. Insomnia. A severe case of insomnia, is what it looks like. Looks like he hasn't slept in like 2 weeks. Joji. Mr. Hasumi, what's up? Shiba's up to something. What? That stupid punk? I didn't even notice fucking Raccoon Man over there. I was so focused on him I didn't know. Okay. Raccoon Man, fair enough. When's he gonna learn to follow orders? Natenseki Research Center, laboratory number 6. He better not mess this up. We have a very important guest. I'm Subaru Urita. Oh, right, that's where we left off last time. Subaru. His first formal introduction. And once again, got me my carrots. I'm Subaru Urita. Thank you for having us. This is my apprentice. Okay, big ass apprentice with a ponytail. So he wears 2 hats. Huh? Oh, okay. I thought he meant literally. A swordsmith and a sushi chef. No, he's also a certified master of the Sand and Bone One Blade. Oh, okay. Sand and Bone One Blade style. So, sushi chef. Oh, sushi chef. Swordsmith. Swordsman. 3 things. That's 3 hats. And then someone says, I wear 1 hat. A jack of all trades is a master of none. I would never do that. Huh? But, crap, you heard us. Sushi encompasses everything. Making sushi, forging swords, the art of the blade. They are all nigiri, the craft I have dedicated myself to. Because I know Zoro's technique, the one where he goes like, and cause that's the onigiri, which is a pun of both a rice ball, onigiri, and demon slash or something. A nigiri. Ni means 2, but it could mean something else in this context. Nigiri means grasp and is the verb applied to making sushi. It can also be applied to gripping. Okay. I see, really. We have performed extensive research on a tremendous energy produced by the Tatanseki. The issue is that activating it is tantamount to suicide. When you channel spirit energy into it, it produces an enormous burst of energy, which surges instantly into the person's body and explodes. However, if there is a way to temporarily divert that energy, that spirit energy, similar to how a battery stores excessive electrical charge, then stable utilization is theoretically feasible. Okay. Your swords, Mesa Urita, are known as exceptionally smooth conduits of spirit energy. Wait, your swords, Mesa Urita, are known as exceptionally smooth conduits of spirit energy. To put it simply, they're compatible with spirit energy. Really? Okay. I mean, we've seen. So is that just his sword specifically? I mean, I'm sure Kunishige is able to create swords like that too. But I thought that always applied to any sword ever. The secret, according to your book, is that the materials are absolutely critical. You give several examples of material that are excellent conduits to spirit energy, and that we have. Translator's note says katana and spirit energy, Subaru. Okay, so that's what's on the book. Oh. Based on that concept, we've been researching whether those materials could be skillfully leveraged as conduits to divert spirit energy. But in all of our studies, we haven't found any scientific evidence that supports an affinity between these materials and spirit energy. Master Urita, we wonder if perhaps, as a swordsmith, you might have some insight beyond the realm of our understanding. We're hoping you can illuminate us. Okay. Okay, a close-up shot of Subaru. You won't find any evidence. It's utter hogwash. Evidence? What do you mean evidence? No material conducts spirit energy. But in your book, pure rubbish. I pulled I pulled that out of my ass. Okay, fair enough. What? I'm not about to tip my hand to a bunch of swordsmith wannabes. It's better to spread lies and create confusion. Really? So he's like that. Okay, so he's like that. I'm not about to tip my hand to a bunch of swordsmith wannabes. It's better to spread lies and create confusion. Is it better? I'm not sure it's better. That's messed up. Wait, if the materials don't matter, then how do you forge a sword that conducts spirit energy? The secret is simple. I forge it. Okay. Huh. So it's the person, not the material. What is he, John Wick? Just throws a pencil at his nose. At Raccoon Face's nose. Instantly. Cuts it in half. What the? You're a good sword master. A sword fighter. Come. Was that necessary? Sheesh. Okay, good, solid reflexes. Not bad at all. Nice sword too. One of Kazafune's finest pieces. But I'm sure you'll feel the difference. So try holding my sword. Oh, may I? Oh. Gotta pull it up. Let's go. My latest work. It's made of ordinary steel and scrap iron. Nothing special. So he unsheaths it. So the difference is only in technique. As if the quality of artisanship wasn't enough. Beyond that, he can... Excuse me. Beyond that, he can alter the material's actual conductivity of spirit energy. Just goes... Pulls it out. I wonder... Notices something. What in the fuck? Yeah, let me put this back in. It's quite the difference. Impressive, right? Wait, what? Is that an illusion? Just drawing the blade altered the whole atmosphere. It must have been terrifying for these academics with no battle experience. Okay, interesting. So, huh. Okay, that is intriguing. How? When lightning strikes, it seeks out places of high electrical. Excuse me. It seeks out places of high electrical conductivity. Thin air, high humidity. It splinters as it strikes. Spirit energy is the same. Through minute disturbances to carbon content and structural variations produced by the quenching process, minute pathways are produced in the blade that allow spirit energy to flow. Okay. Okay, interesting. I call them okay, that's one way to describe them, I guess. I call them veins. Normally, such veins are naturally occurring, but I designed them so that spirit energy channel. Huh. Normally, such veins are naturally occurring, but I designed them so that spirit energy channeled through the blade circulates with zero waste, purely to slice. Okay, that's interesting. That's why my blades have the pristine ability to slay. So does Kunishiga have the same skills? So this is the ultimate blade. The ability to achieve this, even when the capacity to recognize the phenomenon, is rare in a swordsmith. Even those who can perceive it can't forge blade as well as mine. So, if this Datenseki produces immense levels of spirit energy, if I create the appropriate veins, it should be... Oh, okay. Okay, that is very interesting, but it's still gonna remain to see if that's actually the case, because so far, as far as we know, only Kunishige was able to do that. Unless there are more blades. Unless Subaru was able to create, like, upgraded versions with Datenseki. Like regular swords except with the Datenseki. And somehow Kunishiga was able to just go way beyond and create... essentially nukes. Why? How is it even dirtier after cleaning it up? Okay. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. Now this is some bullshit, like... This is some straight up bullshit. Why is it not getting clean? I'm trying to clean my glasses. And it's just getting foggier as I clean it. With brand new tissues. That's so annoying, man. Cleaning them with my shirt did a better job. Okay, if this Datenseki produces immense levels of spirit energy, if I create the appropriate veins, it should be able to control it. Okay. And if that works, it could bring to life a truly enchanted blade. Interesting. Okay. Something happens. Oh, damn. Okay, so both, not just... That's crazy. So not just, what's his face? Subaru, but also Raccoon Face. Spotted Shiba as he's teleporting in, like before he even appeared. That's crazy. Okay, that's wild. Shiba, what are you doing? I tried to stop him. You know these guys? Shiba, you stupid son of a... The Silvery Kingdom? I definitely still read it, but I do it in batches. So, every like 2 months-ish, I do a binge stream. I think... I mean, it should be about time It should be about time, like, I read it again. Pretty sure about 6 chapters should have come out by now. Yeah, the reason why I don't do it weekly is because Kingdom does not come out consistently. It has no consistent release date. It just comes out whenever the translators are ready. But also, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hang on, let me at least introduce you. This is a dope-ass panel, though. This is Kunishige Rokuhira. He forges katana. He made this. Rokuhira? Never heard of him. Okay, so confirmation. He was never Rokuhira's teacher. Dude, aren't you sober, Urita? Put her here. Hey, show the master proper respect, pal. And you just... Okay, handshake. Strong grip. How many katana have you forged? Total? A little over 200, I'd say. What? That many at your age? Impossible. Unless you've been breaking the association's regulations of 2 per month. Association? Yeah, I don't think this guy's part of any association. If they're good katana, who cares? If you've made that many swords and nobody's heard of you, doesn't that prove they're nothing special? Well, can't argue with that. Okay, fair enough. The way they are, yeah, they are, but at least the scanlation sites read it on. Kind of consistent, also. Which website do you read it on? Because back when I was a consistent reader, they used to do it like every 10 days-ish. And sometimes not. At one point it got so bad it was just either once every week, once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. So I just gave up and started doing in batches instead. I would love to do it weekly. Like if Kingdom has like straightened up and it comes out weekly, I would love to do that shit weekly. But I need a consistent day in order to do it with my streams. So, Kunishige, casually, very honest. Well, can't argue with that. More importantly, Rokuhira, food. Go share your findings. Okay, so he immediately gets to work. Grabs a chalk, starts writing on the blackboard. The Datanseki reacts strongest to spirit energy, but it's also capable of amplifying heat. It doesn't do much if you just hit it with a flame, but if you gradually raise its temperature, it becomes increasingly sensitive. Just eyeballing it, I'd estimate that about 1000 degrees. Wait, just eyeballing it, I'd estimate that oh my god. I'd estimate that at about 1000 degrees, its reactivity to heat will equal its reactivity to spirit energy. In other words, before it reaches the melting point of iron ore, which iron ore, oh my god, I can read. In other words, before it reaches the melting point of iron ore, which means, huh? Wait, in other words, before it reaches the melting point of iron ore. Okay, so that's one sentence. Which means that to forge it... I can't read his writing. Hang on. This guy was the Sorcery Bureau? How does he know about our findings? You leaked this stuff out to an outsider? Stop writing. You don't belong here. This fucking shit stain. I can tell you the next part. You're trying to figure out how to process the Datanseki so it can be forged. But if you force it to melt, it sets off a chain reaction that causes explosions and people die. It can't be forged. I can do it. Since when can you just bring your pal to a government job? I'm terribly sorry about this. These men will be severely punished. Punished? Man, this man punishes himself on a daily. Oh, they're straight up in prison. Shiba? Shiba, we'll discuss this later. What he explained in there True, we'd already discovered those facts through our research, but nobody ever disclosed those findings to Shiba. Why would we? Needless to say, not to Mashiro either. And he's totally obedient to Shiba. How could that guy possibly know all that? It's been less than 2 hours since that phone call. Less than 2 hours since that phone call. And all Kunishige did was grab the piece, throw it on the ground. Guy's got special eyes. He can't possibly have figured that out in so little time, just by looking at it. Oi. Subaru pulls out his sword. Why is that man unknown? Okay, okay. He's interested. Why is that man unknown? You get special treatment because I trust you. Okay, a little flashback. Apparently, he's super selective about who he sells his katana to. That's also why he's starving to death. Wahahaha! Cheeky punk. Where's my food, Shiba? I thought he was gonna kill me. Wait, what was the limitation? Over 200, and he says 2 per month. So he's selective about who he sells his swords to. But has created over 200. Which is not a small number at all. Interesting. Okay. So this entire chapter was just one conversation. Pretty much no time passed forward. Except for the little time skip when they end up in prison. Yeah, so from here on out, I'm gonna assume Samura is gonna put in a good word for Kunishige. They're gonna release him. Probably gonna work together. No, I used to read it on Complex Bowler. I was wondering why I couldn't find it. They shut down. Ah, okay. I still read it on Sense Scans. They're the most consistent when it comes to quality and translation. So far, I haven't been able to find any better translators for Kingdom. Yeah, as for Kingdom, I could plan a stream soon. Let me check. When was the last Kingdom stream I did? Okay, a little over a month ago. So, how many Kingdom chapters are there? So last chapter I read was 862. 67. Okay, so 5 chapters have come out in the meantime. Okay, no, I'll wait a little bit longer. I'll wait a little bit longer until 2 more chapters come out, and then I'll read all. Then I'll binge read all of it. But yeah, it's a fairly straightforward chapter for Kagurabachi. Nothing too crazy, just mostly set up. Nothing wrong with that. Just mostly set up. Kunishige's introduction to I keep saying Samura, but his name is Subaru. But something doesn't add up. He says he's made over 200 swords. Oh, okay. Actually, no. It does add up. He has made 200 swords, over 200 swords. But he's selective about who he sells them to. Okay, so at first I thought he just sold all 200 of them, which made no sense in this context. But okay, it does make sense now. He probably sold very little swords. And still has a bunch of them lying around. Alright, I'm gonna just end it here. Got a meal prep for tomorrow. I think I have read since what did Weeb Central have on. Complex was significantly better. I've never heard of that one though. Dialogue is pure picture quality. Really? Well, if you find a link that has, oh my god, I can talk. If you find a website there where they still post them, because usually when scanlation websites get shut down, they usually just create a new website or move to another one, to a backup website. So if you ever find one, just let me know and I'll read it off there. But yeah, as for Kagurabachi, that was pretty much it for today, I think. It's nothing too crazy to discuss. Just, like I said, fairly straightforward. I might hop on Twitch in about an hour, play some One Piece card game. And I'll catch you guys on Wednesday for Tokyo Ghoul RE. So, thank you all for joining. Thank you for watching.
Like and subscribe.
I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.